Most cultures have legends about monsters, but few describe one that consumes your identity. In the subarctic boreal forests of northern Canada, the Wechuge isn't just a physical threat, it's a spiritual annihilation. It's said that those who encounter it lose not just their lives, but their very sense of self. Survivors from Indigenous communities describe encounters where loved ones returned. Different, emotionless, as if hollowed out from the inside. Avoiding the Wechuge isn't just about hiding from a beast, it's about guarding your mind and will. Stay sharp or lose more than your body. Imagine trekking alone through the snow-draped wilds of northern Alberta. The wind howls like distant voices, the trees moan in protest, and a pressure builds behind your eyes as if something ancient has noticed you. That eerie sense? It's a hallmark of Wechuge encounters. Unlike typical cryptids that rely on brute strength, the Wechuge is a master of psychological manipulation. Witnesses often report feeling mentally invaded, like a presence whispering in their thoughts. If your instincts scream that something's off in the woods, listen. That might be your only warning. What if the Wechuge isn't a creature at all, but what a human becomes after crossing a forbidden line? According to the lore of the Athabascan-speaking peoples, the Wechuge often begins as a person who breaks a sacred taboo, like cannibalism during a brutal winter. The transformation isn't instant. It creeps in, distorting the soul before devouring the mind. This twist flips the usual monster tale. The horror comes from within. You don't meet a Wechuge, you turn into one. Self-control isn't just moral, it's survival. Lose it, and you risk becoming the nightmare. Elder Louise Twin, a Cree knowledge keeper, once said, "The Wechuge isn't just a tale, it's a warning encoded in blood memory." To her and others, these legends aren't superstition. They're survival guides passed down for centuries. Modern science often dismisses myth, but Indigenous oral history often carries coded truths about real dangers, mental illness, isolation psychosis, or desperate starvation that warps the human psyche. Respecting ancient warnings isn't about believing in monsters. It's about understanding the human threshold of breaking. Here's what most people miss. The Wechuge doesn't come in just one form. In Diné lore, there are two distinct versions. One is a transformed human cursed by cannibalism. The other is an ancient spirit that possesses the weak-willed. Either way, the result is chilling, a hollowed shell driven by hunger and rage. This dual identity adds to the confusion and the danger. Is it stalking you or already inside you? Whether external or internal, the Wechuge exploits vulnerability. Guard your body and your beliefs. One trapper's son recounted how his father returned from a solo winter hunt. Different. He was alive, but distant, paranoid, and violent. He barely spoke. "He looked like my dad, but something was missing behind his eyes," the son recalled. Locals whispered that he had eaten his sled dogs to survive. The transformation wasn't instant, but over the next months the man became reclusive, then dangerous. Extreme isolation breaks more than bodies. It can splinter identity itself. Know your limits, or risk crossing into something else. In some First Nations communities, it's considered dangerous to speak the Wechuge's name aloud, especially deep in the forest. The belief is that names have power, and invoking them can draw a spirit's attention. This isn't just mystical thinking. Psychology shows that fixation fuels fear. The more we obsess over something dark, the more real it feels, sometimes even manifesting in behavior. What you name, you nourish. Starve the fear by denying it power. Why do so many Wechuge encounters end without a trace? No blood, no signs of struggle? Some stories claim the creature doesn't kill in the usual sense. Instead, it consumes the essence, leaving behind a body that looks untouched. Hunters have reportedly found motionless figures in the snow, eyes wide open, faces frozen in terror, yet no visible wounds, as if their souls had been pulled out. Protecting your spirit may be just as crucial as guarding your skin. The Wechuge isn't just a forest horror, it's a mirror. It reflects what happens when survival trumps humanity, when isolation devours empathy, and when taboo becomes temptation. The monster is real, but not always external. Its legend endures because it warns us about the darkest parts of ourselves. Ignore those warnings, and the forest may not be the only thing that swallows you. The next time you feel yourself unraveling, pause. That's the edge. Step back, stay curious, because next time we'll explore something even more chilling hiding in plain sight.